Hello, YouTube. It's the Oscar coming at you with another replay showcase. Today, we get to feature Balluga, aka Boki, in game, play the Bzyg for a potentially monstrous game. I'm watching this in real time with y'all, and we're going to see the outcome. But before we get started, I want to take a second to look at Balluga's choice at equipment. He's using Bounty Hardening, Bounty Rammer, Bounty Turbo, the normal setup for meta heavy tanks with reasonably decent accuracy. But important to note, he's also using a Gearbox Intricacy, which is going to further increase his smooth ride perk, which is going to be really beneficial to a lot of these snapshots he makes. Super great replay. Let's see how it turns out. One other thing worth noting is Balluga is an exceptional player at this game, but he's also facing some exceptional players that I know firsthand from playing in Clan Wars, both Big Red and Meth. I have played with them personally. Really great players. So it looks like to start out, aside from the typical traffic jam that happens on Ghost Town, Balluga's playing with Link. They're going to go the traditional heavy route into the center of Ghost Town. He's loaded with 30 APCR rounds. Those are the premium APCR rounds, so he is going to get the benefit of the little extra pen, and 10 HE rounds. The neat feature about the Bzyg is that it has the rifled gun mechanic, so you really want to play this thing basically in a knife fight. You want to be up close and personal. And Balluga's going to take that to the extreme for a good portion of this gameplay. But we're going to talk about a little bit of the decision making and my opinions of the choices he makes throughout this replay. So right off the rip, we're going to pause here. Balluga takes a very aggressive position, and really you can only take this position if you're in a tank that's fast enough and you're supported to be in this position, because it is very easy for in this example, the ST2, the IS7, the IS4 to just peek that corner and just remove you out of this game. Thankfully, Balluga does have a good amount of support with the other Bzyg Link and the can opener and one other heavy tank on that flank. But right off the rip, we're going to get a big roll from Balluga with his 800 Alpha, but he is going to eat about an even amount of damage right off of that shot. So not the best poke there, but he is just trying to be aggressive. He's trying to push them off that corner and give our team the amnesty to really, well, his team the amnesty to do what they need to. And right now I'm imagining Balluga in my head saying, hey Link, get up here. You're in a Bzyg. Come take this position with me. We fight this together. So Balluga is already in less than 2 minutes of this battle down to 800 HP, but he has accumulated 2,500 damage. So he is trading up, but albeit if he keeps making these pokes, he won't last this gameplay. So here comes Link to support him. They're both going to take this corner, and this duo is extremely oppressive to tanks with lower alpha like the IS4 and the IS7 if you pen your shots. It is so imperative that you pen your shots. A little bit of a bad angle to peek there by Link, who's given him basically all of his side armor. He would have been much better off coming in at a slight angle. But their heavies had backed off to the corner. They're going to make short work of this IS7, I imagine. But Balluga playing a little more conservative now, trying not to take that damage. These APCR rounds are not going to be good against the side of the IS4. So here's a really great choice that Balluga made, right? So rather than sitting trying to shoot this side-scraping IS4, which would be a very difficult shot to pen with his roughly 300 APCR pen, he decides to push across when it's safe to do so. So he saw that IS4 move away from the corner, and he decided to move across. It is very important not when they have tanks in this situation, when they own the D6, D7 box just behind where Balluga's pushing to. When they own that box, it's very important not to push down the heavy alleyway, because it will just put you in a crossfire. You can get shot by the A4 hill on that side, and you can get shot by the tanks in both alleyways, and it creates a really, really rough situation for you to be in. So it's really great that he's pushing this way. This is going to give him a lot more control. He spots the 114 SP2 that's trying to get a more aggressive position. There's not really anybody that's going to be able to shoot him from where his team is stationed. But now Balluga has a plethora of targets that are not paying attention to him and rolling high for 831 on the concept. Concept's out in like 3 shots. BZ75 hardly paying attention. No, he has realized that Balluga is now there, but unfortunately he bounced that shot. You really need to hit that cupola square on with these APCR shells. So he has Link covering the alley behind him in case the SD2 tries to be aggressive and push behind them, but that would be a very poor decision by that SD2. I'm sure he wouldn't live with the short number of tanks. So Balluga reloads an HE shot here to try and get a pen on the FV, and he does. The nice thing about the HE on this tank is it doesn't lose damage like the regular APCR does. So it keeps that 800 alpha. It doesn't do any more damage, but it keeps 800 alpha for longer distance. So that 80 millimeters penetration on the HE is not going to have any trouble penning the FV, and he lands that for another. We are less than 5 minutes into this game, just over 4 minutes, and Balluga's already almost up to 5k damage. Bzyg gets the kill on the BZ. Or Link gets the kill on the BZ. That's great. It leaves a full health IS-4, which they are now in a great position to punish. But Balluga decides he wants the FV. So he loads another HE shell. Cranvan also decides he wants the FV. And that is a perfect shot. And this gearbox intricacy is really helping him nail these shots, reducing his aim time with smooth ride. I imagine it's a huge benefit when playing this tank this way with both a hardening and a turbo. So unfortunately, his platoon mate Link bit it fighting the IS-4, but the IS-4 is low HP. Balluga's going to flank the IS-4 and get the finishing shot. Easy pen on the back of the IS-4. So this is looking like a pretty big sweep, but they do still have great players. Balluga's up to near 6k. Is he going to get the penning shot on the unsuspecting areas? Of course he is. But as you can see, reduced alpha, 578, is still a good roll for that distance. This tank still doesn't really have much problem engaging at that distance because its alpha doesn't drop as much as like the Gonkawixa or any of the TDs in that line that have the same mechanics. So it's not really that feels bad for shooting these long distance shells. But Balluga really is trying to prioritize swapping to HE when he knows that HE will pen what he's aiming at. So he's using his intuition to its full effect and preparing before he even turns the corner to aim on whatever tank he wants to engage. The enemy ST2 bites it. It looks like their Striv is going to bite it. The Ares on the back line is getting rushed by the can opener. That leaves the Rel 2 platoon on the enemy team on this side of the map, and Balluga is hoping that somebody will spot them. They do have a light tank. They have 2 DBVs and a 114. That is a very scary combo still, even at this part of the game. So the 114 SP2 gets lit here. Balluga could fire this HE shell, but he likely wouldn't pen. He waits for the side when the 114 SP2 backs up to get the pen for all of his remaining life. And we are now up to 7K, which is a great result for anybody. But there are still 3 very healthy tanks on the enemy team. A beautiful blind shot by Balluga, taking that other DBV out of play. The Tessic got lit by the Bat Chat. And a great HE pen, although quite a low roll. That might not have been a pen. Either way, it was great damage. The DBV got lit with, probably by the Bat Chat. No, actually he got lit by Balluga. Balluga had the vision. That's a very stealthy tank, so I'm really surprised he actually lit the DBV from where he was. It must have cleared a bush and revealed one of the top spawning points. But another great HE pen. Run, Tessic! Not fast enough for a great result. 8,800 damage, 800 assisted damage. That is a monstrous result for the Bzyg. Let's take a look at the post game. Balluga had a great result with actually some blind damage too. 9,300 total with that blind shot on the DBV and 934 assists, putting its total result over 10,000 combined, which is exceptional. This is a monstrous game. Most people dream of having 10K, let alone 10K combined. Really happy that Balluga shared this replay with me. I'm going to leave his Twitch in the description down below if you want to watch Balluga play some games. He's a really great person and a really great player in World of Tanks on the NA server. Also, if you want to see your replay in the replay showcase and get my commentary over it, join our Discord. The link's down below. I will watch through the replays, choose really great replays to do these videos with, and you never know, yours might end up here. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, hit the bell, subscribe. It helps me make this content and, well, do this for you all. So I hope you all have an awesome rest of your day. See you on the next one.